Alright, so Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a very dear franchise to me. It goes, I've been watching the movies for a while now, and I've seen, especially Dog Days and Roderick Rule so many times. So, with the release of the new one, of course I want to talk about these Wimpy Kid movies. So let's start off with the first movie, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which was released in 2010. Now this movie, right off the bat, gets to go in the A tier. I love this movie. I don't think it's S tier just because it didn't have that rewatchability of Roderick Rules and Dog Days. It just didn't feel the same and didn't have like the emotion. This one was more about Greg and Riley's relationship, I should say, but it was also about showing us the characters inside of this franchise. So I think it didn't have much to expand on Riley and Greg's relationship, which is what Dog Days does. So that's why I'm just gonna put this one in the A tier. It sounds like I'm like talking about real cinema right here with Diary of a Wimpy Kid. In my perspective, yes, this is real cinema. Alright, next up, Roderick Rules. My god, between this one and Dog Days, it's always been so hard for me to decide which one of these is better. No, it depends which mood I'm in to watch one of them, but to me, both these are equally as good, and they just blew me away. They blew me away with their astounding cinematography. No, but seriously, I love this movie so much, and I'm going to put it on the S tier. I had a blast with this movie. I love the relationship and character development between Roderick and Greg in this one, and it really just felt like, yes, this was the perfect sequel to go along with the original. Alright, next up we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days, and I believe this one I have watched the most out of the three. I love this one so much. It was just the perfect closure to the trilogy. I'm so sad that they didn't make any other ones, but I mean, how could you? You couldn't make more inside of 1 year, or else it would be rushed. But getting this perfect trilogy from the cast and characters is just great. I love these movies so much, and Dog Days just wraps it up, brings it all together, and this one might be Greg and Riley's relationship just a little bit. I mean, it did develop it more, but with this one's more about Greg and his dad, which they didn't really go on in the other two. The dad's just kind of there getting angry at them. So this one really did make the dad and Greg seem like actual characters, really grounded them down. And I just love that about this movie. I feel like this movie was probably the most fun, the most characteristic, and it just has the most heart to it. This movie is so good, and when you watch it and you're like, wow, this brings me back to 2010. So I love this, just all of these movies, and I'm gonna put Dog Days in the S tier. I love this movie so much. Alright, next up we're getting to the bad stuff. Alright, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. This movie is absolute garbage. I'm gonna put it in the F tier. It just really sucks. And when I first saw it, you know what? I thought it was a fine movie, but I never thought it was anywhere near as good as the original trilogy. This movie. After a while, this movie just became worse, and worse, and now when I see it, I literally want to shoot myself in the head. This movie is so bad. The cast is terrible. What did they do to Roderick? It was so bad. The only cast member that was somewhat decent was probably, the dad. I love the dad in the original trilogy, but this guy was alright, I guess. He was meh, sure. Like the Emoji Movie. But this movie just takes what the original did. They've already developed the characters, so they don't do that in this one. But you're bringing on a whole new cast, and they don't even feel like the same characters. It's not like, in the original one, Greg learns his lesson. And then you get to this one, and Greg is a snob. All he wants to do is go to the gamers, and that's another thing that I hate about this movie so much, is that when movies get woke, and they think that, oh, well, you know what, hey, kids are into gaming, why don't we put some gaming trinkets in here? And yeah, it was this fat-ass potato, And he was like, hey, look at me, I'm really good at video games. And then Greg's like, he's my favorite dude. They were playing some stupid-ass ski game. God, this movie sucked. And the worst part is that it's adapting one of the greatest books of all time, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. So, my God, this movie is absolute trash. But now we get to the new one, Diary of a Wimpy Kid 2021. It has been a fuck ton of years, I believe 6 or 5 years. And here we are again with another remake. Why is the water so loud in here? My God. But let's just wait till it goes down. Diary of a Wimpy Kid 2021 is a movie that had a lot of potential inside of it, and I mean it definitely still does have lots of potential. I can't talk with this on. One second. I don't even know why this is open, but okay. Yeah, overall I think this is a bad movie. It takes away the heart from the original one, takes away a lot of the character development between Greg and Raleigh. I mean, Raleigh was always a nice kid. But in this one, it kind of does make Raleigh look like a douchebag when they're kicking Greg off the seats, and Raleigh just is like, "Fuck you, Greg, stay down." And all the girls are feeding Raleigh like some spoonfuls of yogurt. He did look like a douchebag in that one, but yeah, I think this movie had plenty of potential with its animation, and it's just the animation looked fine. I feel like it's kind of cool. It's a different take. It's not like Spider-Verse level or anything, but it had an interesting take, and it falls short, of course, in the story, and the story is probably the most important part. You could have the worst animation of all time, but people wouldn't watch that either. Now, I don't know. You gotta have decent animation for an animated movie, but you also have to have a really good story, and this movie just copied and pasted the original, which didn't work in my perspective. But hey, if other kids like it, that's all good. But I'm gonna put this one in the E tier. I did not like this movie that much, but of course, open-minded about the future for Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Alright, thanks for watching, and leave your list down in the comments down below. I said down below twice, but alright, thanks for watching.